Yes, hello and welcome to another vlog from Ben Our Rider. Today we're testing out the MITT GT-K 2025 model year. It is a tourer, it is Chinese. Well, I shouldn't say that because MITT is a Spanish company, but you know where they're manufactured. It is a fairly good priced tourer for around 11,000 euro with a lot of storage space, at least in the rear. We have two 20 liters side cases there, and we have electric windscreen and so forth. Let's get to the controls, the display and the storage space. So on the left hand side we have the clutch lever, which is not hard, not soft, not too bad to operate, and it's actually the clutch engagement is fairly soft, so I like it very much. We have it's also adjustable in 4 positions, as you can see. For your index finger we have the passing light here, we have the high beam, low beam, we have the hazard light switch here, we have the turn signal switch left, right in the middle, we have the horn here. On the right hand side we have the throttle, we have the brake lever for the front disc brakes, we have the emergency cutoff switch, and we have the starter switch on this side. In the middle actually we have another keypad here. With set we can go into the mini menu. We have a menu there, but it's fairly limited. Up down for the menu. We have mode switch here. I have to check it out. Actually, I never checked it out. We have the little buttons here for the electric windscreen. Up, down, up, down. And what else do we have? We have opening of the seat. You can activate the camera in the front. You can open up the fuel cap here. And we have, what we have here? We have the heated seat. We have opening of the side case left, right, and heated grips. That's everything here. Let's get to the display. We also have the keyless go system there. As you can see, it's a push button. And we have the display right there. We have 2 different display modes. At the moment you see display mode number 2 with a little bike in the middle. I don't know what that is for, if there's going to show the camera or something when I ride. I haven't tried it out, I will check it out. We can also see display mode number 1. Let's see if I can get to it actually. Settings, style, and go up and set. And this is the regular display mode, and we'll check it out later. We have a clock there, we have the RPM counter, we have the speed to the right. Okay, this is always displayed. We have the odometer, we have the trip down there, we have the coolant temperature gauge, we have the fuel level to the right down below, and to the left and right we have all the indicator lights, as you can see here, for blinker, for oil, and so forth. And that's everything about the display, more or less. I don't want to really get into the menu here. There's not much to it though. I can show you. We have language. We only have Chinese and English. We have backlight, unit, clock, version, and return. And that is everything about the display. Actually, I have to go to return, I guess. And yeah, that's everything about the display. So when it comes to the storage space, in the front we have a little cubby hole or whatever you want to call it here. It is fairly limited, but a phone would actually fit, or something, maybe a little map, but who has a map nowadays? A phone would fit in there. Unfortunately, there is no USB connection. That's kind of unfortunate. Talking about USB connections, we have 2 connections right here. We have USB-C and we have normal USB. On the right hand side we have a 12-volt socket, and that's it. Let's see about the storage space. We can open up the storage space to the left, to the right. Might have to press it a little longer. And as you can see, on the left hand side we have already a dealer helmet in here. This is a jet helmet. It fits in there nicely. However, I mean, they say it has 20 liters, but the the wall thickness is very thick here, so I don't know why they did it. You could have had more space actually in it if they had made it not so thick, the wall. And on this side, I mean, I think both sides are the same, but on this side I tried my helmet, Shark Spartan size M, and I will put a picture up on the video for you. That actually fits in there, but very, very tightly. And we also, what we have here, I think for the winter or summertime, I am not sure if you actually get hot air from here, from the engine, or you get cooler air from riding. As you can see, you have little vents, and so maybe in the winter time you can vent the warmer air from the engine to warm your legs. I don't know. The mirrors are actually quite nice. They're in the position where they are. You can fold them up, but they're not electric. I would have liked that they are actually electric, but you cannot have everything for 11,000 euro. But here's the keyless go key, and that's everything here for the bike. So this is the new MITT GT-K 2025 model year, and we'll take it out for a little spin. Let's go. From sitting on it, it is actually not so high. I think it's 785. I will put the seat height for you on the screen. Not too bad for a big bike like this. I'm 175, 5'9". I can more than, not flat foot, but you know, I can stand with more than my toes on the ground, so I have a fairly good stand, and that is pretty good. So let's see, try out the other display mode, if there's just a motorcycle in the middle of or if something actually happens. I have no idea. We'll go to set here and go to style and try this style, if there's anything going to happen to that. I don't think so, because we don't have any assistance here on board. Anyways, let's start it up. Go around the parking lot to see if there's anything. Nothing happens with that. I thought maybe the camera, something would turn on or so. I don't think it will do so, because it doesn't have any assistance whatsoever. So I will switch it back to the other UI. I don't think this is really necessary. Okay, so let's go back to the dealer. So yeah, as I said, from sitting on it, it is quite nice, quite comfy. We have the screen. Actually, I can set the screen. This is the upmost position. and it is not so bad, but it's very warm here at the moment, so it's a little bit better to get it down a little bit, so I have a little bit of wind. Oh yeah. From what I can tell from the papers that are in the bike, I didn't know that actually, but we have two different kinds of versions available for this. We have the A2 version with 48 horsepower, and we have the regular version, the full version, which is available with 75 horsepower out of 730 cc. So the papers say this is 35 kilowatt, I'm fairly sure. And yeah, but I don't really notice. I don't notice that too much. Maybe I would notice. I mean, if I had now the 75 horsepower version, okay, I would say, oh wow. But this isn't bad. I mean, it's not bad for me because I kind of like 48 horsepower. It's not too much, not too little. And you can do all kinds of nice accelerations with this one already. Of course, it is quite heavy, so it will not be the best performer, but not too bad, I think. Let's get the screen a little bit down. Of course, all these controls are not very optimal, you know, for a rider. You always have to go into the middle here, but I guess there are too many buttons, so they decided not to put them on the side, I guess. Anyways, it rides quite nicely actually. I noticed now we have the sun actually more or less coming from the front, but when I was coming here, the sun in the rear, then you have a little bit of a problem with this display because you might not be able to see anything. Since it's kind of overcast or hazy day, it is not so bad, but I had this kind of displays before, and if the sun is really in the rear, it can be really a bitch. Anyways, let's get on the highway here and see how it performs there a little bit. So, I hope you can still hear me. The windscreen is now in the upmost position. And for riding, it's fairly big actually. I mean, the whole front is pretty big, so it's not too bad. It really takes off a lot of pressure from you. Only a little bit here, upper shoulders. We have some turbulence, but not too bad. And of course, like at the moment, you know, I could lower it a little bit because I want to have more air into my helmet. And then it's even better. So this is 6th gear already at 5,000 RPM. Yeah, as I noticed before already when I came here, as you can see, it's like, okay, maybe because of the wind, you know, and it has a very big front like some of the three-wheelers I have tested. So the wind is catching on the big front and actually making it a little bit unstable. And I think that's the same thing which is happening here. It's kind of shaking around a little bit. We don't have that much wind at the moment, but you can feel it already. That the wind is a little bit wants to catch the front or get caught up in the front. And kind of shaking around like a little mothership here. This is one thing I don't like. I expect from a big bike, from a big tourer like that it's totally steady. I have never tried any big tourer from BMW or so. I cannot tell you. Maybe they're the same. I mean, you cannot change the aerodynamics, I would say, you know, but this is definitely one thing I do not like so much. But other than that, I like the sound of the engine, of the exhaust. It's pretty nice. And the seat is comfortable. You have a little cradle where you can actually put your behind in there, and it's not so bad. If you want to accelerate, actually it's pretty good to accelerate because it keeps you in that cradle. It feels pretty good on the road. And but you know, as I mentioned, I don't like this shaking around in the front. At higher speeds, actually, it does not give you a very safe and secure feeling. But I'm sure you will get used to that if you own that for maybe a week or so, and then you think, I don't know what he said about that. I think everything just feels perfectly fine. The mirrors are quite nice. They're big, and you can see everything in the mirror. No problems there. Of course, to adjust them you have to reach forward because they are not electric, but I do like the position. You can actually fold them, so if you have a tighter garage space or something, that's also no problem. And you have a little cubby hole in the front where you can put your phone, but we don't have a USB, as I told you before. This is actually not plastic. I thought this was plastic, so that's also pretty nice. And all in all, it's not too bad, but I don't know, it is fairly wide and big and heavy, but I don't know if the price of 11,000, although it is not that expensive compared to other competitors, if that is actually a good price, because I mean you have some extras here with the heated grips and seat and stuff like that, but I don't know if it's actually worth investing 11,000 and then see if it's good or bad, you know, for you. I mean, for me, it's a mixed bag, actually, a little bit. I think there are actually better Chinese bikes out there, but I mean, it's not bad, you know. That's all the test ride here today of the MITT GT-K 2025 model year. Thanks very much for watching. This has been Right Out. Take care. Bye-bye.
Cruising down the coast, sun on my face, on a brand new ride, taking my place. From scooters to beasts, every mile's a test. I push the limits, give you my best. Every twist, every